Well, hello there. Welcome back to the channel. Well, you guys saw probably the previous video about the Corona 3, a wonderful little typewriter. This one is from 1929, so it's 93 years old, right? In remarkably good shape cosmetically and mechanically. There was a few repairs needing to be done, and I've been having fun typing on it. But one thing I noticed is, of course, due to the age, the rubber feet, these are the original rubber feet on the bottom, and they are hard as a rock. The edges of some of them are chipped off, and they're kind of flattened down. They're kind of pancaked due to the, obviously, the weight being on the rubber feet for so long. So I went looking online for somebody that makes replacement rubber feet for the Corona 3s. I found a few sellers that were selling 3D printed feet that were kind of made of PLA thermoplastic, and I wanted something more like actual rubber. And I finally found a seller who happens to be Tony Casillo. He is a well-known author in the typewriter world, has a website, Etsy store. He's really well known in the collector world, and Tony has a website where he sells replacement rubber feet. I ordered some this last week, and so I thought it might be fun. Let's replace the rubber feet on the Corona 3. Stay tuned. Well, if we're going to replace these feet here on the table, we probably need something to protect the typewriter, something soft. So we're going to use this towel. This is the humongous Turkish bath towel that it's kind of what I call it. And yeah, it's makes, if you fold it into kind of like sixths, I don't think I can say that properly. Anyways, here you go. So here we a pad for the typewriter. So let's lock the carriage and fold it down. Oh yeah, I was going to tell you guys, I've been using a little microfiber cloth when I close up the typewriter to prevent any scratches on the frame of it. Okay, so here we are. Let's turn it gently upside down, shall we? All right. So before we take these feet off, because I'm sure I'm going to destroy them to get them off, but I wanted to show you the name Corona molded into the top rim of the feet, which I think is a very interesting little detail that they included. Okay, so let's just pull all this stuff out of the envelope, see what Tony sent us. And by the way, I mentioned Tony is the author of this book right here, forward by Tom Hanks. Yes. It's one of the better typewriter picture books out there. Thank you, Tony. Nice. Okay. Here they are. They look like little flying saucers, don't they? Is there any relationship to the fact that the little town of Corona, New Mexico was where supposedly the Roswell UFO crashed, and this is a Corona typewriter? I don't think there's any relationship to that, but it looks kind of cool. Look at that. Okay. Corona feet. Well, let's get to it. Yeah, there's no neat way to do this. I guess you could get a Dremel with a little bit and try to motorize it out, but just be careful when you're pushing with little sharp objects that you don't slip and jab your hand or the typewriter. And if you're using the knife, keep the blade side away from you at least. Give yourself a chance not to get cut. It looks like it's going to need digging out. Is that what doctors call it? Son, we're going to have to dig that out. Son, this is going to hurt you a lot more worse than it's going to hurt me. That's what the doctor says. Anyways. So this is probably boring to you guys. So we're just going to fast forward to the time when I actually finish digging these out. Okay, look at that. I think I have most of it out. It looks like the rest of it came with me. But I need to check and make sure, because Tony says in his instructions, before installing, check that all of the old rubber has been removed from metal cap. Look closely for small bits of rubber that may be stuck inside. And also for easy installation, you might want to wet the feet and use a little soapy water and twist it on there. So these go on very tightly, and so if you leave any additional rubber in the little cap, it will be a problem. So let me put my X-Acto blade back in place here, the broken X-Acto blade. So I'm just going to kind of feel around in here and make sure that all of the rubber is removed. looks like, feels like there's something in there. So, and also when you're doing this with an X-Acto knife, just be aware of the direction of force that you're applying to the knife, because if it slips, it's going to head in that direction, and if your hand is close by, it might be a problem. Okay, let's see if I can shake off the rest of this stuff onto the mega Turkish bath towel. Well, there you go. There's the 4 feet all in pieces. I did save a piece that's half of a rim, and I think it has the intact Corona name on it. Let's see if I can focus this here. Yeah, I think there's Corona pretty much intact there, so I might, I don't know, keep that as a memento or something. Anyways, we got the new feet to put on, and we're going to have to probably put some soapy water on them so we can get them on there good. Okay, let's do it. Well, okay, so I got interrupted by breakfast, so this is still sitting here. Okay, so I can get this in. Looks like maybe it's in. Huh? I think it might be. Hey, I might have done it. I might have done it. So there's no real trick to it, I mean, other than putting soapy water on it, or soap on it. The only real trick is you have to press real hard. We'll start at an angle, and then try to get the opposite side pushed in. And you know, typewriter mechanics, typewriter technicians who've been doing it for years have really strong hands, which I probably don't have as strong of a hand as a typewriter guy who's been doing it for 50 years or something. So just keep that in mind. You got to do quite a bit of force. Be gentle though at the same time. And also, when you're really pushing down on the typewriter, be conscious of the fact that it's folded, and don't do any harm, right? Just be conscious of the fact that you're putting a lot of force on it. So, okay. 2 down, 2 to go. All right. Let's get this typewriter flipped up on its feet and see how it sits, shall we? Alright, no wobbles or nothing, and it's a lot more difficult to slide it around. Let me focus on the front here. A lot more difficult to slide it for sure. It definitely wants to stay put, which is the whole point of having feet on your typewriter. Well, there you go. New shoes on the little Corona 3. Well, let's just give this a test typing, shall we? Just to see how we like the feel of it with new feet. Alright. Very nice. Well, so before replacing the feet, I was using this thin piece of foam padding. This is like one of these inexpensive toolbox drawer liner things. It's nice not having to carry this around with the typewriter. It works really well with these new feet. Thank you, Tony Casillo. And I really recommend you guys check out his website. He sells typewriter feet ribbons, and also his really pretty well-known book, Typewriters, Iconic Machines from the Golden Age of Mechanical Writing. Tony Casillo's book, beautiful book. And hey, this is a beautiful machine also, and I'm getting more and more use out of it and having a lot of fun with it, especially making these little improvements as I go. But in the meantime, it remains a very functional, fun little typewriter to use. Well, it's a few hours after, and I've just gotten off Type Club Live, and I had a lot of fun typing on my lap with the Corona 3 sitting atop its case. And it sits the typewriter about the perfect height for me to lap type sitting on the chaise lounge here. And one thing I noticed really neat about this setup is the typewriter doesn't slide at all on the case. These new feet are very nice and grippy, and it makes it a very safe perch. There's no movement at all. Cannot get it to slide. So it's a very cool position for lap typing with the Corona 3 in a very comfortable writing position. So we're one step closer to having the Corona 3 fully restored. I think the next step will be putting some touch-up paint along the top edges of the frame, and of course the platen needs to be recovered with fresh rubber. We'll have to send that off to JJ Short at some time in the future. But until next time, I wish you guys the very best. Stay creative. Have yourselves a great day. Bye-bye for now.